through that.
I can't argue with that. Grover, what do you think is the strength of Matt Murray's game?
Well, Joe, everybody talks about the fact that he's so unflappable, and that's the greatest thing that look, when a coach looks at a goaltender, you know how it works, Joe. You've been around this game a long time. The first thing they want him to do when they give up a goal is forget about it. This kid can do it. This kid's not fazed by the moment. I mean, and this goes for a lot of these rookies. He's given up some bad goals, Joe, and he just, it doesn't seem to bother him. He hasn't just melted down after that. You think about the Jay Beagle shot, from down around the goal line, right? You think about the Drew Ann shot in the Tampa Bay game that went under his arm was a bad goal. No problem. Just keep playing the game. That's the ultimate thing you want to. I mean, you got to be technically good and all that kind of stuff, but that's the thing that I love about Matt Murray, and Sullivan talks about it all the time, and it certainly is. It's a special quality when you have somebody that does that. And you think about rookies, Joe. Not only him, but then you think about...
I know. It's amazing. And to your point you just made, Sully, after the game last night, talked about a wow factor with a lot of these young kids who come to this team and see Gino and Sid. And Sheary had that. And that's Sully's contention was that was part of the reason it didn't work out at first. But once he gets used to it, and once he got used to it, he looks at home with Sid.
He does. He absolutely... And the thing that I love about him is these two goals that he scored here in the Stanley Cup Final. Last night for sure, but especially the goal he scored in Game 1. The patience that he showed to not just get rid of that puck, but just wait a minute till the angle's right and then make that play. That's a rookie doing that in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's big-time stuff.
Well, Sidney Crosby made the call. He went Todd Haley. He called the play before it happened. And afterward, none of us knew that, of course, right away until we went to Chris Letang's stall after the game. This is what it sounded like. Tanger, you had plenty of patience on that play to find Connor there. Were you tempted to shoot it first, or what happened?
I looked up to shoot. They put a lot of pressure, so I had to think quick. But when you put a lot of pressure and Sid was able to pick, you kind of open up a lane for him.
And then Connor just sniped that shot. A lot of confidence in him as a shooter.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a pretty dangerous player. He's really good on pucks. He had a great opportunity in the third 2 and the 2-on-1. He's got a great shot, great release, so we'll have to get him the puck.
Let me see if I get this straight. Sid tells you, I'm going to win the face-off to you. You have to get it.
He's going to win to me. He's not going to win to Dumoulin. So, meaning he's going to me.
It's going to you, and he said, fine, cheer.
Yeah.
Wow. See how impressive that is? That it's predicting what happened.
Yeah. No, you know what? He's a elite player. He believes in himself. He's confident, so that doesn't surprise me.
How about that, Grover? Are we going to remember that goal more for what Sid did, the legend of Sid calling the shot for somebody else, than Sheary's shot?
Sheary scored, and I think probably a lot of people will. And that's, once you hear that description from Chris Letang, I think it's natural, to be honest with you. And I love Sid's comment about how about the other 24 that I tried to map out, they didn't work, because he's right. I mean, when you see a centerman having conversations with people, hardly unusual. But when it's in overtime of a Stanley Cup final game, and then the play comes exactly the way you said it was going to come, yeah, that's memorable stuff. And, Sid, because you've seen him when he's in the right circle, he likes to bang it off the wall and then go get it himself. But, here he's in the left circle, so he's going a little bit different there. And I think a lot of people have also been pointing out that he was working on draws, and the optional, that he was like the only regular to take.
Yeah.
That says it all.
Somehow, I have to believe Joel Ward wasn't doing the same on the day off. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. Coming up, I want to ask Bob Grove about the best goals in Penguins Stanley Cup final history. I can think of about 4 or 5, and where this one might rank, considering the legend of Sid. And also the crowds at the Consol Energy Center. We were both sitting basically in the crowd last night. And I know Grover has some thoughts on whether these crowds are among the best in Penguins history. We'll talk about it after a Jeff Hathorn update.
Now, the 2020 Sports Updates, powered by Bowser Buick GMC Trucks.
After
dominating the Marlins last year, the Pirates have lost 2 of 3 this season and finish in Miami at 7-10 on the Fan. Juan Nicasio starts for the Bucks against lefty Wei-Yin Chen. Gregory Polanco out, but the x-rays on his foot were negative. Matt Joyce in right, David Freese at first, Dan Zangrilli and Kevin Ory with the Fan preview in an hour. Cubs lead the Dodgers 7-2, 1 out, top of the 9th. It's the last big event on the PGA Tour before the U.S. Open at Oakmont. Jack Nicklaus's tournament in Columbus. Dustin Johnson leads at 8 under. Luke Donald, Matt Kuchar, and Jason Day all -5. Phil Mickelson's 4 under. Although he was just surveying his ball in a flower bed. Jim Furyk is also 4 under. Jordan Spieth -2. Rory McIlroy 1 under. They are the 2 biggest stars in the league. And tonight, LeBron James leads the Cavs at the Warriors and Steph Curry.
We have some similarities in how we play. Obviously, relying on the outside shot and how you free up guys to get good looks. Playing a pretty high intensity. It's just a matter of who can impose their will early and often and try to gain control of the series.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals, 9 o'clock tonight. Stanley Cup doesn't resume until Saturday night in San Jose. The team's off today. Steelers defensive end Cam Hayward caught a puck at the game last night instead of watching hockey.
Super fast. Kessel, he's a missile. I'm trying to compare him to someone on our team. He's basically like AB out there. He skates so fast, and they got a young group, which is awesome.
Evgeny Malkin goes on the road for the first time while leaving a son behind. Malkin said, "Mom has been very understanding."
My wife did a great job, and she says go home and sleep. I go home and after everything and sleep like 11 hours. It's good. She did a good job.
This hockey report is brought to you by Tapper Governor and Poorhouse in Greensburg. 2 best moved on at the French Open, Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams. Now on to the semifinals. With updates every 20 minutes, Jeff Hathorn on the home of the Pirates and Pitt Panthers. KDKA FM.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.